Imagine this, a millionaire father entrusts his new wife with the most precious thing in his life, his little daughter. But one careless choice leaves the child trapped, crying for air, as minutes tick dangerously by. And just when tragedy seems certain, the most unexpected person, the maid, steps forward and does the unthinkable. Stay with me until the end, because this story will test your faith in humanity, and restore it. Ethan Blake was a man who seemed to have it all: wealth, charm, and the admiration of society. But beneath his polished surface, he carried scars from losing his wife years earlier in a sudden illness. The only light left in his life was his 6-year-old daughter, Lily, a bright, curious little girl who had his late wife's gentle smile. When Ethan remarried, society buzzed. His new wife, Vanessa, was stunning, ambitious, and adored the lifestyle that came with Ethan's fortune. But what many didn't see was her indifference toward Lily. Where Ethan saw a child to be cherished, Vanessa saw an inconvenience, a reminder that she was not the first love of his life. One sweltering summer afternoon, Ethan was called into an urgent business meeting. Vanessa offered to pick Lily up from ballet practice. Ethan, relieved that his wife was finally showing involvement, agreed. But when Vanessa arrived, she was distracted, scrolling through her phone, texting her friends about an upcoming social event. She parked outside a boutique, just for a minute, to pick up a new dress. Lily sat quietly in the back seat, clutching her teddy bear. Minutes passed, then more. The sun turned the car into an oven. Lily began to cry, calling out for her father, her throat dry, her skin burning. Meanwhile, across the street, Maria, the Blake family's longtime maid, was finishing her grocery errands. She was humble, quiet, and often invisible in the lavish mansion. But on this day, fate placed her exactly where she was needed most. As she walked past, she heard faint pounding, small fists against glass. Her heart dropped. There was Lily, her tiny face red and streaked with tears, gasping for air. Maria's hands trembled. She looked around. Vanessa was nowhere in sight. The car doors were locked. Lily's breaths grew shallow. Maria knew she had seconds, not minutes, to act. Without hesitation, Maria grabbed a heavy stone from the roadside. With one desperate swing, she shattered the back window. Glass flew, alarms blared, but Maria didn't stop. She reached in, cutting her arm on the shards, and pulled Lily into her arms. The child clung to her, sobbing, her small body trembling against Maria's chest. At that exact moment, Vanessa stormed out of the boutique, furious, not at the danger Lily had faced, but at the damage to her husband's luxury car. "What have you done?" she screamed. "You'll pay for this." Maria didn't flinch. "I saved her," she said firmly, tears in her eyes. "And if you had been a mother to her for even a second, you would have done the same." By the time Ethan arrived, rushing from his meeting after frantic calls, the scene unfolded before him: the broken glass, the crying child, the maid clutching her protectively, and Vanessa fuming in shallow outrage. His heart shattered with both anger and relief. "Vanessa," he said coldly, "you left my daughter to die." She tried to protest, but the truth was undeniable. Ethan turned to Maria, his voice breaking. "You saved her life. You gave me back my child." From that day forward, Ethan's world shifted. Vanessa's mask fell, her selfishness exposed. Their marriage crumbled. But Maria, the woman who had been invisible in his home, was no longer just a maid. She was Lily's guardian angel, the one who valued life over appearances, love over convenience. Ethan ensured Maria was honored, not just with rewards or recognition, but with the respect and gratitude she had long deserved. For Lily, Maria became more than a savior, she became family. This story is not about wealth, beauty, or power. It's about the quiet heroism of ordinary people who choose love when it matters most. In a world where some forget what truly matters, it is often the unseen, the overlooked, who remind us of the value of life. Sometimes, the richest hearts are found not in mansions, but in the courage of those who act when no one else will.